Hello, God bless. This is Daniel Maximoff with another vlog. Um, so I do apologize for the long hiatus. I've been very busy. New job, new adventures, new changes. It's been a whirlwind, truly, and new glasses, as you can see. So today's topic is going to be different. I'm going to address the newest religion that is being enforced into society. Um, that I don't know where do I fall into, because it's so enthralling and quick to be indoctrinated into. And it all is done by simple trigger words. And So politics in America has become quite convoluted and bastardized. That it used to be an opinion, but it has become um, the new norm, or the the new hive mind way of thinking. And I say that because I have encountered people on social media, um, pretty much like and I'm gonna say that I don't know where I stand in this, because I do have conservative values, meaning that I am a Christian. I believe in the law, that God is the law, that He has placed government, because you cannot live in a world of anarchy. Um, Satan may be the ruler of this world, but God is the one who created it. Therefore, since He is in control of all um, worldly events. He is the God of this world. That means that he's in control of everything. I mean, not Satan is not omnipotent, even though he does have power. God is the omnipotent one. So, with that being said, um, I do believe that God is the one who automatically allows things to happen for His divine purpose. So, in the economy behind politics is that, for me, I see it as Alice in Wonderland. The rabbit hole, the lower you go, you encounter the Red Queen, which is the Democratic side, and then you encounter the White Queen, which is the Republican side. However, I have to acknowledge that both sides are in undoubtedly the same entity, only one with brakes and the other one with out of brake. So, but it's the lesser, it comes down to the lesser of two evils, and at the end of the day, it's power, and which is usually determined by financial and the ability to control people's minds. So it's both, and then not having any of those two disrupted, and controlling the masses is how they do it. And it goes back to, I don't know if you guys read the book of Daniel, with the territorial spirits, which are in the book of Daniel, was the king of Paris. I mean, the king of Persia, which is, I thought it was the actual king, but it's turned out to be a demon principality. So every town city has a principality, like the Prince of Florida, the Prince of Canada, the Prince of China, the Prince of Japan, the Prince of France, the Prince of Italy. They all have demonic principalities, rulers, which is why prayers tend to don't reach the heavens on time. Sometimes I don't know if I'm making myself clear. Prayers takes a long time. Sometimes it's because of these entities. Before their prayers is reached to God, it's Satan and sends, their his hierarchy of demons you know, to to pretty much intervene. So when guardian angels are taking messages to God or coming from heaven below, demons are sent to intercept them, and that's why prayers take time. In politics, I'm seeing a whirlwind of anarchy and disastrous policies, and it's a mess. It's a mess, and you can see through heaven's eyes that without God, there is no guidance in this world. Like there's no love in this world. There is no right or wrong, or like order and love and you know comfortingness comes from God only. Outside of God, you really don't have. You're an empty void. It's you're in disarray, like in insanity. So it's kind of, and I'm seeing this spiral not just in the Democratic side, but also in the Republican side, and where they worship Trump now, or Del Santos, or anybody who just they worship the government. They don't worship God, and it's a very frightening turn of events because it's God who provides you the government. Like the leaders you choose, God allows them, God puts them, and when He says get out, He means get out. Like when God says no, nobody can say yes. When He says yes, nobody can say no. People have to understand that. People also have to understand that they're giving consent to these people. Like, if you, yes, you do have an obligation to vote, but you do have an obligation to understand why. I mean, you just can't do the thing. I'm seeing referees, like independent people, taking it like they're not gonna solve anything. They're not. What's the point of voting? And I do get their point of view. I mean, it's true. It's futile to really vote because the winner has already been picked by the elites. But God has, there's a fine line between. There's this line. Yeah, you have to understand the Western world and the communist world, like the Middle Easterns, etc. There's something that prevents it from crossing over, and you know, there's that. I guess this is where voting comes in as the consent. Like I guess you know, I can't explain it, but it's pretty much giving a chance for hope and increasing the chance for hope. Because again, the Western world is a Christian place. You're not gonna find Christianity. Almost you're not gonna find it in Iran, places like Iran, Africa, and in those islands where you see androgynous people, shamans roaming around. You're not gonna see that there. So, which is foreign. You're gonna see foreign gods and foreign ideologies that are not even like, which the Bible already warned that those are gods with lowercase g, made of stone, made to conjure up out of the man's imagination. And you're gonna come to the realization there's 10,000 religions, there's only one empty tomb, which is Christ, who is the only one, the only way to eternal life. So, politics has morphed into a religion that kind of tries to blend God with Pharisee type of ideologies, which is you're not able to have a peaceful discussion because the trigger words are there. Like you're not really thinking for yourself. You're not really analyzing things for yourself. You're not seeing the world through for yourself. You're basically are a hive mind. It's like the Belialian queen bee. It's like if the queen bee is mad, then everybody gets mad, and if she's happy, then everybody gets happy. And that's not how it works. I'm sorry, that's not how it works. And I have distanced myself from that because in politics, it's so easy for you to get into the flesh and annihilate another person, eat another person alive with your mouth. Now we're seeing people kill each other out of political differences. So it's an ideology of division where it's made to divide a group into smaller groups to make it easy for them to attack. And while each group is trying to figure out who is the ones causing the problem, the hierarchy of demons are winning, which is ironic because you see they're winning the battle, but deep down they know that they're not going to win the war, and it's predicted in the Bible that they won't win the war and that their end is near every day. And in the spiritual realm, which is the invisible counterpart world, time is different from here. Like a year is it's like a second there. So they know, just like humans have, death, they have to worry about the second death, and that their end is in the lake of fire. So yeah, demons also have an end to worry about, just like humans have an end to worry about. And politics just hastens the prophetic signs that we're moving towards a new world order, and it's gonna be operational, just like how the whore of Babylon. Okay, it's this final church is gonna be administrated by the false prophet, and it's gonna be a worldly church, friends of all religions, all the habitation of devils. It's gonna be under the same radar as the whore of Babylon. So politics is going to be this religion. Once Christ raptures his people, this is going to be the religion that's going to be dominant on earth, and it's going to be the religion that people are going to will be forced to um, process down, and it's getting indoctrinated into, or perish if you do not. Think about it. What is the Red Queen and the White Queen in Alice in Wonderland? Are the two governments in that dominion. One kills and the other one saves, but in reality, they both are the same. So it's like a coin toss. So where did this lives God? I think God is trying to reach people through this anarchist um, time we're living in, that seek him while he's near. He is still here. You can still revert back to the times where you remember that the the Holy that you conjure the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit has um that you fell into a river of love. You can revert back to those times. You just have to seek God. Now it's a bit hard because modernism has crushed like the traditionalism that you used to have, which is um, holiness and this discipline, and you know the reality that there is a line between good and bad. Reality, there's a line between reality and supernatural. It's like we're living right now in a spiritual battle that is no longer like just in the spiritual realm, but also in the material world. We are now seeing it for ourselves, how Sodom and Gomorrah has expanded into not just into the West, like the whole West has become Babylon the Great, which is ironic. Make America great, Babylon the Great. Coincidental? I think not. So, my advice is seek God now, get into your knees, and conjure Him up that He will manifest Himself in His way. Maybe not towards like everybody has a encounter with God that changes their views forever. You can have that. You can tap into that. And more so now in this world that it's decaying, it's becoming a corpse. Hollywood is no longer what it used to be. The news is no longer a credible source. People are becoming frigid every single day because they're on their phones or they just don't talk to their relatives, and they become embittered due to lack of communication because now it's so easy for you to miss out on life. It's so easy work, um, your phone, school, which is now who has school has become an indoctrination chamber for kids, where every abnormal ideology is now being ushered in and fed to them from each one. But the androgynous movement, like we have the rise of misandry and misogyny. So it's kids, women, people of color all being used as human shields and weapons to pretty much bring their own destruction. So it's people against people, countries against countries, ideologies against ideologies. Why do I land? Everything is coming to place. It's just a matter of time before the happening that everybody wants to happen happens. It's just right in at this current moment, it's not Christ's timing, but we are in the end times, and people take it as a joke. They think hell is adaptable. They think, you know, they think that Hollywood has given them an actual vision of heaven and hell, and little do they realize that both locations are not do not come close to what Hollywood has shown you, either by literature or by movies or by word of mouth. It's nothing. It exceeds your imagination. It's something completely supernatural, but it's real, and those who believe will see. Although I want to see heaven, I do not want to see hell. So, and based on the stories, it's as I explained, it's unadaptable, and I couldn't imagine a human being living in a place like that. Hell is just a place of, I mean, the New Jerusalem awaits, and God promises everything in the Bible and much more. And it's time for people to realize and to sit in and rethink their position and look back and realize it's that a path you want to go or continue on going. If you're we're the Pilgrim's Progress journey. I mean, where are you heading? Are you in Vanity Fair? Are you in the Giant Despair's castle? Are you caught in the net of the flatterers? Are you in the slough of despair? Where are you right now? Where are you? It's time for you to make a choice and realize that politics is not the religion you want to apply in your life. It all takes is strict words just to get someone quickly agitated, and you're And again, your mouth, your tongue is the most destructive organ in your body since completely incendiary. It has life and death. So, with that being said, where what path are you on? Because I'm seeing, and hell is not limited to adults; it's very open to kids, based on Sodom and Gomorrah's case, in Noah's Ark as well. I mean, it's time to get real. I guess we're used to the PG-13 version of the Bible that we fail to go past and analyze things carefully. But God is near. He's right here by your nose. He's near. He's just waiting on you. He's knocking on your door. He's waiting for you to answer. He does not want to go on, knowing that you're in a situation that you want to get out of, but you don't know how. So, and politics is in a wide road to hell. It's just like no other. God is the king. Satan is the prince. It's the king who has the final word. No matter how the dark rulers of this world will never, ever, ever overpower God and or succeed in overpowering God. The best thing they can do to like it's just actually the only thing that to hurt God will be becoming hundreds of men and and 1,000 souls, millions perish in condemnation. And just the idea that those souls could have been reached is tragic. So maybe this is the battle, that this is the cryptocurrency that's happening in the background. Your soul is either belongs to God or it will belong to Satan. There's no middle ground. There's no buts or what ifs about it. And I think this is what comes to the problem. People are providing justifications, like they are trying to tap dance around the situation or trying to, make a way where there's no way. Sorry, technology can advance all you want, and everything in your own you can turn to Chrome, and your cars can be flying, or you're being hoverboards or whatever, or androids can be walking the earth. Nothing's gonna stop the prophecy from fulfilling. Christ will rule, even if you move to Mars, like Elon Musk said. God is there. The universe is in his hands. He sees and knows everything. I mean, God is more than just omnipotent. He's omniscient, all-knowing, and has omniscience in him. So he can make something out of nothing. And he made man and a woman. I mean, the androgynousness is what not made from God. Like, sin simply just tries to copy God. He's been doing it since the days of Moses, where Pharaoh's, sorcerers tried to duplicate the staff being turned to a snake. You have to understand the defeated foe still is the ruler of this world, but he's not in control. It's just a mafia. The hierarchy of demons is a mafia that work like it branches out. It's not just in the West; it branches all over the world. I mean, Satan said it himself in the Book of Job. He patrols the world, watching everything that goes. So and he went to heaven as well. So and he presented himself before God. So that should show you that he sometimes reports. So it's time for you to put the TV to shut the TV because it's garbage in, garbage out. Put away the magazine, put down the phone app, and or maybe pick up the phone app and put the Bible in it and read it. If you don't have the physical Bible, you can at least get the digital one. Read it and ask God to give you knowledge, wisdom, because you need that. You're not a robot. You're not an object to be thrown away. You are a human being with a soul, which God breathed life into, and you made in His image. So you're worth more than gold, than pearls or money or anything that this world has to offer. Your soul is worth more, and it is the cryptocurrency of the future. Because you're gonna either be marked with the mark of the beast, or or have the seal of God in you. Think about it. Think about it. You either are with the whore of Babylon, or you are the the bride that Christ is gonna come forth. Choose wisely. And I hope that this video opens your eyes a bit better and more so, because it feels like this is one of the videos that I ask God the strongest to put His words into my mouth so that it can reach everybody, regardless of your backstory. So God bless, and I'll see you guys very soon.